Now, our next speaker, we have a very long relationship with the Commissioner for Rights of People with Disability in the Office of the Mayor of New York City. It started, I think one of our first international friends was Victor Calisi, who we will meet later on while he was the commissioner. And I'm very happy and proud to say that this continues with the new commissioner, Christina Curry, with whom we already had several amazing meetings, which mark only the beginning of an amazing potential of great relationship, continuous relationship. Unfortunately, Christina could not join us today, but we are very happy to hear from Abby Mayerhoff, I hope I'm pronouncing it well, program manager from New York City's Mayor's Office for People with Disabilities, who will talk about workforce and business development in New York City. Abby, I know that there were a lot of questions in the chat on policy, on the role of the government or of the public sector on making a change in inclusive employment. So let's hear it from the angle of New York City, please.
Great. Thank you so much. Really pleased to be here on behalf of MOPD in New York City. I'm going to pull up my deck and introduce myself. I'm a white woman with brown hair, wearing glasses and checked jacket. In New York City at MOPD, we have a program called NYC at Work, which is our public-private workforce development initiative for New Yorkers with disabilities. It's structured as a business-driven and person-centered program. So we work really closely both with prospective employers as well as our constituents. The program recruits, pre-screens, and connects New Yorkers with disabilities to employment opportunities across sectors. And we're really providing a centralized talent pool for all the employers that we work with. In terms of our structure, just to give a little bit of a visual, NYC at Work sits at the center between businesses and the talent providers, essentially. So it's New York State vocational rehabilitation agencies, community-based provider organizations, New York's colleges, both public and private, as well as New York City public school transition centers, as well as unconnected job seekers. So individuals in New York City who may or may not be connected to one of these other organizations, but are seeking employment and come to us to be able to be the intermediary between them and those businesses. So how do we engage prospective employers? So we are able to recommend qualified pre-screened candidates. Employers come to us knowing that we have already met with and really made a close match between the job seeker and the employer. We're able to organize targeted recruitments where employers have the opportunity to meet with a lot of candidates for their positions. We also provide a disability etiquette and awareness training so that we're really starting our engagement at a baseline where employers can kind of understand the language, understand that we're a resource to answer questions. We're not going to be just kind of like trying to lay down the law, literally or figuratively, but really help them understand what it means to hire and retain and just engage with individuals with disabilities in the workplace. We work with employers to develop unpaid internships, paid internships, and ones for school credits. We coordinate other kinds of events where employers and job seekers have the opportunities to engage with each other, get to know each other, understand for job seekers what a particular business is like, and for the employers to just really understand what it is like to engage our job seekers in a little bit more of a lower stakes situation. And employers also have the opportunity to post their job openings directly on our job board so that then we can start that recruitment process. So I have a slide here that is a screenshot of what's on our job board actually right now. And it is basically a search field and then a high-level overview of a handful of different positions. Right now, we have a few things with the New York City Department of Parks and Recreation, and it's a wide range of positions, including a deputy chief of staff and an auto mechanic. In this site, when an individual's looking through these positions, they can open up the full job description and then submit themselves for consideration by us. And that's where we do that screening and vetting process to be able to make that recommendation to the employer. So it's not a direct application. It's a way for employers to understand that we've really targeted the most qualified applicants. In terms of job seekers who want to participate in our program, the high-level eligibility requirements are New York City residency, proof of a documented disability, and then we're really looking for people who are fully into their job search, or have an idea of the kinds of roles that they're looking for, have established goals. They've already worked on and created a resume and a cover letter, which we provide additional guidance on, and have had experience practicing interviewing. We're a small team, and we're, really meant to supplement and enhance existing services. And so our expectation is that job seekers do have a little bit of their job search skills at least starting to be developed. And what does our engagement process look like? So we do a screening to make sure that job seekers can really benefit from our program, that they, that we're a good fit in terms of the level of service that they're looking for, and also that they want to participate in our program, that they understand the expectations that we have. So after that screening process, we do a virtual orientation to go over how our job board works, what our processes are like. And after a job seeker chooses to enroll, they have a relationship manager who is assigned to them, either myself or one of my team members. And that's where we really get to know the job seeker's goals, what their job search is like in a lot more detail. And we can start making those recommendations and matches in terms of the positions that we may have available, other ways that they could get to know our employer partners or start to really strengthen their application materials. And after that initial meeting, there's kind of ongoing engagement. We offer workshop series regularly. We offer resume strengthening, a cover letter workshop. We also do a series on city government employment opportunities, and then other different events throughout the year. We have the job board available, and relationship managers are really stay connected with our job seekers throughout their job search process, whether it's something directly with us or something that a job seeker has found on their own, because we like to provide that guidance and extra tips from what we learn from employers that they're looking for as well. And what differentiates our program from a lot of the other employment programs in New York City in particular is that we maintain the relationships with our job seekers. We say for up to a year, but to be totally honest, it can be a lot longer than that, because I think that job seekers, come back to us if they have questions or challenges or want to navigate, how to look for the next job in their career pathway. So we have the employers, we've got the job seekers, and then in terms of our community partners, that is a talent coalition, which includes some of the groups that I had previously mentioned. Those are our direct service providers, colleges, New York State vocational rehabilitation agencies. And we convene that coalition approximately every quarter to be able to share what's going on with us, discuss best practices, talk about either events or hot jobs that we're recruiting for at a given time. And we also bring in our business partners to talk about, what they look for, some of the challenges that they face, and how to really kind of bridge some of those gaps between the talent and the employers. So I did mention city government jobs as what's on our job board. And we do a lot of recruiting on behalf of New York City government. So as it is right now, about 83% of New York City government jobs require a civil service exam. There is a program within New York City called 55A that basically enables job seekers with disabilities to be qualified for a certain group of competitive positions without needing to take an exam. And this is an opportunity for job seekers to really get a foot in the door, to be able to access opportunities without needing to take the exam. And it's really beneficial for the city agencies because they're able to access talent without needing to go through a civil service list, which can be a lot more complicated, may not be the same match in terms of like strength and really fit for the position. And so we've really significantly increased the number of people who have been hired through this program by adapting a lot and making changes to the processes as well. So in order for a candidate to be eligible for the 55A program, they need to be qualified to perform the duties of the job, meet the requirements of the position, and have a documented disability. It's a little bit of a complicated process, but that's part of what our role is in this program, is to be able to facilitate and really convene all of the different stakeholders who make this program happen. So just very briefly, I'm going to touch on a couple of success stories over the last few years. All the way to the left, there's Carlos, who is a care manager at a company called Advanced Care Alliance. And he really works in the disability community, actually doing direct service. And he was connected through NYC at Work. In the middle, we have Sean, who is a computer technician for the New York City Department of Citywide Administrative Services. And in fact, his job actually is technical assistance and a lot of IT support at the New York City testing sites to be able to support the civil service exam system. And then on the right, we have Gisela, who is a banquet cook at the TWA Hotel as well. One other thing that I just want to add is kind of a component of our program that is really, I think, works in tandem with NYC at Work is the Empowered NYC and financial counseling programs. New York City has a financial empowerment center system that we were able to create a pilot program through that connected New Yorkers with disabilities to free, confidential, and really tailored financial counseling. And over the years, the program has grown to be able to be integrated into the Financial Empowerment Center system. And that is really important as part of our employment program so that job seekers understand what might happen to their benefits as they transition into work, and understand, how to manage a significant change in income, whether it's somebody who's going from, young adulthood into the workforce, or just has gone from not working, or is going from, something that is more of a minimum wage job into something that is salaried. And so that is, a key part of people just being able to be really informed and knowledgeable in their employment process. So with that, I will actually stop. I know it's a lot of information really quickly, but thank you. Thank you so much for having us. First of all,
it's great. And we will, hopefully all speakers will agree to share. Sharing is caring. We'd love to be able to pass on the presentation. I'm receiving all kinds of questions in private in the chat. So people want to learn more from you and from our other amazing speakers. So thank you very, very much.